Today happened to be Friday, June the 10th, 2022. It's about 11:02 p.m. This is a video from a lady's doorbell camera in Carbondale, Illinois on March the 19th, 2021, a little bit after midnight. I want you to get a close-up look. It's just 54 seconds of a video, but I want you to, when I put it up here, I want you to pay close attention to the video, because this is the last time I seen my son alive on something, and this lady's house is right here in Carbondale, Illinois, and I did some investigation. Right across the street is her husband. They're not together anymore. But now, this lady called the police department 911 saying that there's an individual trying to get in her house. When you look at this video, my son was knocking on her door. He had an axe in his hand. And if you could see the axe real good, it's a new piece of wood axe. And when he was found dead, the axe wasn't nowhere near him. He was found hung on the 3rd floor in the hallway of apartment building that he didn't live in, and everybody in the building said that they didn't know him. But the axe was downstairs outside, and it had duct tape all the way to the top of it. But I want you to listen to my son and look at the time. And I want you to look when it started 22 minutes after midnight. The 00 showing you midnight. And I want you to see how it skipped from 22 minutes after midnight and 30-some seconds to 26 minutes after. Something ain't right about it, but I want you to also, once we look at this here, I talked to the lady's husband across the street, but once you all look at this, I want you to listen to the lady 911, and you can tell the police didn't do a good investigation, because this video of her camera was of my son at 20-something minutes after midnight on the 19th. She called the police 911, and you will hear her 911 tape, and you will see the time that she called, and it was about 50 minutes after midnight. 0052 is after midnight. And the police asked her, the dispatcher asked her, what time was it when, the person tried to get in her house? And now she called at 50 minutes after midnight, but she told him it was about 2:30. 10 minutes ago. That's what she said. So if that was the case, you see what I'm saying? Something ain't right. But see, when her call come, it's after my son's, that last scene on here is when my son disappeared on this video. And when he disappeared, you can hear somebody else talking. It was somebody else out there. I want you to pay close attention, y'all. Let me get it set. Watch the time real good, y'all. Look. You see the time? 22 minutes and 30-something seconds. You see how it jumped it to 26, from 22 to 26? It's 26 minutes after. It's March the 19th. Listen to my son.
Excuse me. It's very urgent, man.
You don't see my son trying to get in, do you? Trying to open the door or nothing. Look at the time, y'all. It's 27 minutes after midnight, but it jumped from 22. What? Listen to this. Listen. Did y'all hear that? You heard somebody say something about John, but look when this ended. At 27 minutes and 34 seconds. Now, I'm going to let you see the 911 tape of the female that lives in this house that called the police. Now, look at the time of this. It's March the 19th, 2021. In 27 minutes and 34 seconds, it ended. It was 54 seconds. But I want you to listen to her tape and ask yourself, why didn't the police catch on when she said the person that tried to get in her house, it was at 2:30, 10 minutes ago. And it'll show what time she called. It'll show ain't no way it was 2:30 because it was still a little bit after midnight. Now pay close attention. Take a close-up look at this 911 call, y'all. Listen to it. It's March the 19th, 2021. I want y'all to pay close attention to it. You see March the 19th, 2021. 00:00 hours, 00:40 and 18 seconds. 00 is midnight. It's 40 minutes after midnight. You remember when my sons was at this lady's door, the lady that's calling now, it started off at 22 something minutes after, and then it jumped from 22:37 seconds to 26, but it ended at about 30 something seconds. 30 something minutes after midnight, and now she calling at 40 minutes after midnight and 18 seconds. And listen to what she say when they asked her, how long ago did he come at her door? And she gonna tell them at about 2:30. Now it ain't even a 1:30 yet. Now play close attention to it, y'all.
Carbondale, please. Yeah, this is Carolyn at 906 West Burton. I had somebody attempt to come into my house. And I speak with an officer.
Okay, you said 906?
Yes,
Burton?
906 West Burton, yes.
Okay, and how long ago was this that it happened?
About 2:30, so about 10 minutes ago.
Okay. All right, I'll send an officer over.
All right, thank you. Mm-hmm. Bye.
Did you hear how calm she was? It ain't like she was feel threatened, but then she said it was at 2:30. Look, it ain't even 1:30, y'all. My son was more than likely murdered there. You seen the way he was hung. It was a perfect hanging. You see what I'm saying? He was having problem with the police and other people. See, everybody that's connected just about is white, with the exception of the one black guy that had his food stamp card and his white wife. And another thing I want y'all to know, that the police report says that they don't have no recorded interview of the white school teacher, Carbondale school teacher, that had my son food stamp card. But they got a recording of everybody else. They got a recording of her husband. But I want y'all to pay close attention to it. This is an investigation that I've done. My son was murdered somewhere around this here particular time. Why didn't the police note when this lady called, they know it was nowhere near 2:30 in the morning. And she said that he was at her house about 10 minutes ago. It was about 2:30. Something ain't right there, y'all. They covered up my son's case. They covered up. They making a homicide into a staged suicide. That axe that he had in his hand, it was brand new. The handle looked at brand new. But when he was found and the axe was downstairs and he was on the 3rd floor in the hallway, the axe was covered with duct tape all the way to the top. Why did they close my son's case? Why wasn't it in the newspaper? Why don't the NAACP or any of them black women groups or any of them black preachers or anybody mention anything about my son? You know why? Because my son was murdered. I believe it was a hate crime.